Hey, it's louisity again, and for this video, I'm gonna be doing the Mid-Year Freakout Book Tag. Hoorah! So, I wasn't exactly tagged for this one. I decided to do like a mid-year check-in. You know, I did one last year in 2021 where I was tagged, but this year I'm not tagged, but I decided, you know, why don't I just do this and try this for 2022. So, I decided to do it, and let's begin. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of a concise version. It's hard to choose one, so I decided to choose two. Now the first one is Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys, and this book will make you inquisitive, or you know, the story is going to make you want to know more about what happened in the gulags, Stalin's leadership, what happened to Lithuania when they were part of the Soviet Union. And, you know, a reader who gets to read this would, you know, spark interest in knowing more what happened in USSR or the Soviet Union and the formation, what happened basically until, you know, the countries that became a part of it decided to secede to the Soviet Union. So yes, wonderful writing by Ruta Sepetys. And the next one would be Slay by Brittney Morris. Now, I love the way that Kiera created the game, the world building of it. I just wish that that game, you know, gets to be on mainstream media and it's going to be popular globally, you know. So I really was fascinated about it. It excited me every time I was reading it. I was like, ah, so beautiful. And I love the fact that, you know, it talks about the different stories of the different characters in the story without being kind of like an anthology, without the meaning to be an anthology, you know what I mean? It's kind of like my pet peeve when I read books and I'm thinking like, am I reading an anthology? I didn't sign up for an anthology. But here, I should say Brittney did it really well. Kiera is the name of the main character. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied. So, yeah, Brittney did a good job with that, and I hope that Brittney Morris writes like some sort of a story that is kind of like about one of the other characters in the story, and so that we get to know more about their circumstances and the narratives or the events that can transpire, you know, from those characters. So yeah, definitely great characterization, and I'm really looking forward more books hopefully within like this story, because there were so many other characters that were mentioned, and definitely it would be great if they would have their stories to be shared as well. So I love these books. I love Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys, or Sepetys, and also, you know, Slay by Brittney Morris. Indeed, it's slayed. It would be Bright by Jessica Jung, the sequel to Shine. Now, I am quite nervous when it comes to this because I don't typically like read reviews, but I kind of like decided to have a peek on the review section of Goodreads, as well as to check out some of my other peers, you know, feedback or ratings, and they weren't so sweet, so we'll see how I'll feel about this. And the cover change, there. It would have to be The Hen Wars by Adiba Jagirdar. Now, it is because the pace of how Nishat and Flavia, you know, became together and the intensity of the events without being overly dramatic. I read this recently. It was the latest book that I finished, and I found it really great. Thea or Thea from Bola Bola by Anna Garanga. Now, I love how she's very real, very raw, and I'd love for her to cook. Now, these are the two authors that I mentioned earlier. Basically, they are like the greatest books that I've read so far in 2022, and they are Ruta Sepetys. I definitely want to read more and know more how she writes historical fiction, and Brittney Morris. I would love to read more works from her. She writes, people's stories vividly. There were lots of books this year that made me happy so far, and I'd have to say predominantly my reading experiences have been joyful. And if I'm gonna pick one and I think had a little bit closer to my heart, I'm gonna have to go with Bola Bola by Ana Garanga. Now, this book is like the epitome of like a private school Filipino student kind of like thing, and the story was kind of like the more ideal version of what my life would have been. So it just brought me joy. And in the adaptation, Albie Casino is the one who is acting Thea's brother, which honestly I thought like was an accurate, or the best character or best actor who can portray Anton. Y'all know by now that if you've been watching my videos, I'm a picky collector. That is why I don't have much book haul videos in my channel, and I don't really get much books, sadly. But yes, oh by the way, if you're willing to give me books, feel free to put it down in the comment section. And the book that I received that was really beautiful would have to be Yoke by Mary H.K. Chubb. It's just artistic. I'm currently reading It by Stephen King, and I'm hoping to finish this, before the year ends. It's definitely quite thick. And these ones, I can just hope so much. I am still, trying to finish my Fate Jar. But I'm hoping, and these are the books that I'm, like, at the moment, am so eager to read. They are The Dragon Pearl by Yoon-Ha Lee. Hopefully you get to read this and I enjoy it. And then, of course, I'll recommend it to Mark Lee of NCT. And then I also want to read the sequel to Arusha and the End of Time, Arusha and the Song of Death. If you want to do this tag and you're watching this, well then, bam, consider yourself tagged in. If you've made it this far, leave a headphones emoji. So I hope you folks liked this video, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, click that subscribe button and hit that little bell icon somewhere down there to keep yourselves posted about my videos. And I'll also put down links and handles of my social media accounts, so feel free to check me out and follow me there as well. Also, you can support me in Kumu every time I go on live in Kumu for reading sprints or whatever. Feel free to drop virtual gifts to support me. As always, thank you super much for watching. Always be thankful and unleash the reader in you. Bye y'all. Mwah.